Miss Moody, is that what first attracted you to Scottish John, was a sense of humour?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It is. Sorry, I'm not setting you two up together. Sounds like I am Miss Moody. Well, that is a good name for a teacher.
I might object to that.
You might object to it. Do you object to it? This is the most middle-class episode of Jeremy Carr you've ever seen. It's like a BBC 4 special, isn't it? I might object to that lie detector test. Where does he shop? Does he shop at Waitrose? I might accept him into the family if he does. So I'm Tom Glover, comedian, and unfortunately a postman in the rain on a Friday morning. We were gigging last night at Honiton. Now we're doing this at 7 o'clock. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, let's go.
It's like centre parts. Yeah, it's a centre parts.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your compere for the evening, Mr. Tom Glover! League 2 football is sort of like the lower level gigs, which I'm still doing a lot of. And you get guys, like the best player in a League 2 football team is not necessarily the one who's going to go the furthest, because there may be a guy in that team who's 18 years old who isn't as good as the guy who's 30, but he has the potential to do well. And you get like a lot of, and that's like the bit of headline actually get at that level, who that is probably the highest standard they're going to be. They're either on the way down or they've reached their level, and that's where they're at. And then there's a lot of bitterness towards younger comics who come through who aren't as good as them, and they aren't headlining the gigs they're headlining, but they're 18 years old, they've been doing it for a couple of years, and they've got the talent to go further. Yeah, this analogy felt better in my head.
That's one of my favourite pastimes in this job, is doing stage calling. I forgot to put that on my rider as I must do this.
Yeah, it is the benefit of like doing comedy in the West Country, is it's a bit more relaxed. Like the acts there tonight from London, they're saying that when you start in London it's a lot more cutthroat. Like you're pushed to get like a tight 5-minute set very early on, and then go through the competitions and win competitions. And so I've been doing this for about 8 years now alongside comedy. And it's getting to the point now where it's a bit hard to balance both of them. I do 3 days a week as a postman. But yeah, I'm working towards, by the end of the year, being able to stop being a postman and just do comedy full time. Because it's not fun getting up in the mornings and you get out for 2 hours back before gigging. And you get home and you've got kids to look after as well, dogs to walk. I don't mind the job, it's alright when it's sunny. Not so good in this weather. And I love these guys. I love these fellas, the most confident underage drinkers in the world. That is he's 13 years old, he complains about a bit. That is brilliant. Imagine at 13 years old walking into a pub and saying this pint's off. That is fantastic. He said this lager tastes of cheese. That's what lager tastes like, buddy. You're in what's your name? What's your name, buddy?
Smithy Boy.
Smithy Boy. That is great. You have to have a nickname in school, don't you? That's how you know you're a cool kid, Smithy Boy. And, Smith. She's serving him anyway. He's got an ID. He made it on Vistaprint, but we don't care. It's fine. It's the West Country. It's too cold. The police are indoors. They don't mind. Yeah. So the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's sort of like a showcase for acts like from all over the country. You go up there in August. It runs for a month, and the majority of the comedy circuit, with any sort of ambition, is up there, either doing like compilation shows, so there'll be 2 or 3 acts on the bill, or doing their own solo shows. And, it's not as glamorous as it sounds sometimes, because like when you're first starting, the shows have got like 5, 6, 7 people in sometimes. I think the average Edinburgh audience is about 8 people. You have a bungalow? Wow, a lot of jealous pensioners in the room this evening, nice. She's not doing any stairs, and she could do them. She could do them, but she's not having them. So when I started, I did like probably a couple of years of open mic nights. I did got like expenses now and again, yeah, mainly it was 5 minutes or 10 minutes for no money for a couple of years, and that was travelling all over the country as well to do that. So yeah, probably year 3 I started to sort of break even. But yeah, it's a lot of like not being out of food or petrol, or having just enough petrol to get to a gig. Sometimes running out of petrol on the way home from gigs.
Would you make a line Regis, Gabriel? Think carefully. Happening? Hip happening place? It's relaxing. Good choice of words, Gabriel. That's great. What's it like in London? Pretty relaxing? I mean, you've been in tube carriages with more people than this, haven't you, Gabriel? This is all of Line Regis you've got here tonight. I mean, I don't even know why they've got these chairs, in case we get a visitor from London to come and fill it up. These are our London seats.
And also, like, I get offered gigs when I'm at work, and then I come home and then the gigs have gone because I missed the message.
Yeah.
And like last night I did that Totnes gig last minute, the Chris Brooker one.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's a nice gig, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I did it last minute, but then I was knackered today.
Did you mid or open or?
I MC'd it.
Yeah.
I will tell my dad that I love him as well, and he will tell me that he's Lima, Oscar. I can't remember it. You know where I'm going with it. The V. What's Lima?
My biggest interest is comedy. Like, comedy was almost my interest before I did stand up. Like, I didn't used to listen to music when I was a teenager. Like, when I had my heart broken or something, I'd watch comedy shows where characters had done what I was going through. Like, I didn't learn the words to songs. I learned the scripts to like Blackadder or Only Fools and Horses. And yeah, I just loved comedy growing up. I couldn't watch enough of it. I'd watch things I didn't like to try and understand why it was funny, and that was my interest. It was always my interest, and now it's my job.
You're the person who does the announcements, but you don't even need a tannoy. You just shout it. Check out 6. Get someone on it. You don't need the tannoy. That is the joke I just did.
I'm quite proud of like my crowd work. Like, I think I am a good MC. Like, it's not an easy skill, and there's some brilliant comedians who can't MC because it is improvised essentially. Like, you sometimes you'll speak to someone and they'll say something which you've got some material about, and you can riff off on it and pretend it was made up. But the best MCs can just work with what they're given. And I've done so much of it that I do think I am quite good at MCing now. But I'd like to be able to have more of a set persona. Like, I'd like people to just like see me and think, oh, that is what that guy does. Like, someone like Michael McIntyre or Alan Carr or Mickey Flanagan, you're very aware of who they are as a comic and the sort of things they talk about. And I think that's what you need to get like a big fan base. As even like someone like Frankie Boyle, or like a lot of gigs I do, I can imagine Frankie Boyle dying horribly. But the people who like Frankie Boyle really like him and will go to every tour he does and buy all his DVDs. I think people think it's easy because you do 20 minutes a night and you get paid, for some people, a week's wages for that 20 minutes. But what they don't see is the comedians who are on a mega bus for 20 hours of a day and then get to a gig which is really difficult, and then have to stay overnight in a travel lodge somewhere on their own. Like, it can take like 2 days out of someone's life to do a gig sometimes. Because I think when you tell people, especially when you're a postman in Devon and you tell them you do comedy, they assume it's going to be absolutely awful. And they probably worry it is, because if it was your friend or family member and you were watching them and they were awful, like, it's very hard to disguise that you thought that. Like, because comedy is a very reactive thing. Like, if you're funny, they will laugh, and if you're not, they won't. If you want to make it the Southwest, I'd say, well, first of all, just get out there, gig loads in the Southwest, and travel around, like go to Brighton, go to Bournemouth, go to Bristol, go to Wales. Just do any gigs outside of London initially. Don't enter any competitions. Just try and not be seen by anyone for as long as you can. Maybe do 2 or 3 years just doing those sort of gigs. gigging as much as you possibly can, hopefully 2 or 3 times a week minimum. And then, if you still love it, you'll probably be at a certain level then, get into London, move to London, get in a flat share somewhere, gig as much as you can in London, do all the competitions. You'll be better than the new acts in London because they're all starting out there and they'll be treating you like you're brand new, but really you've done 300 gigs, you've been going for 3 years. And then hopefully you'll have some success and be picked up and push forward.
Like, as I always say at this gig, the comedians generally, they come down from London, they have a certain stereotype of people from the southwest of England, and you always live up to it. Backstage right now, there are 4 members of staff trying to hold a comedian to the floor because they think they're going to get burnt alive in a wicker man.